Hi guys, this is Natasha, aka Natty Willy from the Nerd Element, and I went to two comic book shops on a free comic book day. It was actually a pretty good day in the DMV area. I went to Big Planet Comics and I also went to Beyond Comics, and I scored a lot of free comics. Yay! A lot more than I did last year, even though I went in the afternoon, and this was my first trip to Big Planet Comics, and I've been to Beyond Comics a few times over the years. So I'll just show you briefly what I got. I got several of them. I got like Sonic, just all of these different, some Valiant free comics. I definitely got Guardians of the Galaxy, even some Hello Kitty just because I could. Big Planet Comics also had a few free comics as well. Afterlife with Archie. It seems a little zombie-ish, so I think that may be interesting to read. The Story of Japan, that seems another interesting one to read. And Sherwood, that I'm definitely gonna maybe check those out. So definitely several different comics. The most important one, at least to me, that I got was the Avatar free comic, which featured an adventure with Sokka and Suki, his girlfriend from the last Airbender series, and it's a cute little short story. And you know, it wasn't just about the free comics. It definitely gives me a chance to check out what's out or what's been compiled into one series, so I can try and read different story arcs. So I got, finally, yeah, I know I'm behind, Trinity War. I did get some single issues, like the first 4 issues of the Serenity series. Yeah, that went well. The first 3 issues of the She-Hulk series. I'm looking forward to reading that. It just seems like a little bit interesting to check out. And also got Amazing Spider-Man #1. Figured I'd go ahead and read it. And the Black Science, I thought that looked a little interesting, the cover. So and some more stuff. Oh, and I also got, where is it? There it is. But I also got X-Men, The Days of Future Past, which combines all of the comics that related to the Days of Future Past story arc. Now, I remember watching the story arc on the cartoon, so that's pretty much where I'm getting my memory from as far as the events of what happened. I didn't really get a chance to read the comics when I was little. In fact, I'm still struggling to read comics, but I'm trying to make an effort, so I figured this would be a good chance for me to try and read, especially before the movie comes out. I know they're probably going to make changes to it, but you know, it's the movies. What are you gonna do? So I'm really looking forward to reading several of these. I also got the Avatar: The Last Airbender, like the Lost Years, which would feature different storylines that weren't really shown during the TV series, which is cool. So I'm looking forward to reading that as well, because again, I loved the Airbender series. Tragedy, the movie, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, I definitely feel like I got a lot this year, and I'm looking forward to reading a lot of these. Hopefully I'll have time to read them between the several books that I read, so yeah, Free Comic Book Day was actually pretty cool. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that, you know, some of the artists of different, you know, self-published comics are out there as well. They were at some of these comic book shops. At Big Planet, I met Master Jeffrey, Joe Sutliff, who has his own comic called The Fight of the Bite, and he also has a web comic series called Master Jeffrey. Yeah, and this one's about a health inspector, if I recall correctly, but it was an interesting talk with him just because he did explain to me how he went from like a one sheet or a sketchbook to, you know, creating it on Adobe Illustrator and just different software that he uses to create his webcomic series as well as the comic book series. And he did sign this for me, which was cool. So I'm definitely hoping to really get to talk to him at a later time, but for right now, that's that. And also that was at Big Planet Comics, by the way. What's good about some of the free comic book day events is that they do feature several artists and writers of series that you may not know about, and also that are local, so you can definitely try and reach them that way as well. At Beyond Comics, they had a few artists and writers of series that I actually got. So I got a free sketch from John Watkins Cho. I mean, he was quiet, he was really nice, and he did do a storm with the mohawk. Yes, I thought it was really good, and I'm looking forward to keeping it and framing it and just looking at it from time to time. And I'm definitely hoping to really interview with him at some point. Also got Rafa Roberts' Plastic Farm. He's definitely local to the DMV area. His story is about a guy named Chester Carter who apparently has serious issues. He's apparently going crazy, and he's telling his story. At least this part of the series, is the beginning of issues 1 through 12, is a compilation. Is telling his story, like from his childhood, like how he grew up, and to like these people from the airport that don't really seem to care. And so I'm looking forward to reading this and also talking with him a little bit more about his series. I also got another, I met the artist Carl Yonder of Pirate Cove. He actually drew this for me as I was, you know, walking around and actually talking to him. And this is the hero, by the way. Ah! And it's written also by Hosea, sorry, I hope that I'm pronouncing it right, Gran. I didn't meet him, but I definitely met Carl Yonder. He was really nice. And so I'm looking forward to reading this. Pirate Cove, who is apparently a pirate detective. And this is like one of his story arcs in this series, featuring a prostitute who he falls for. So I'm definitely looking forward to talking to him a little bit more about Pirate Cove, and I'll definitely try and post links to their websites and where you can find them on my video. So yeah, comic book day was pretty good for me this year. I definitely got a lot more comics than I did last year, probably because I came in a little bit earlier, but overall I think it's good, and it's always good to look at or see local artists there at comic book events. So there you go. Thanks. Bye.